Good Thursday morning, BAMWX.com meteorologist Michael Clark here with a forecast update, long-range forecast update for those of you that are new here to the long-range analysis. Welcome, meteorologist Michael Clark here once again. Now, what we're looking at here is we rely heavily on our outside-the-box forecasting methods, unlike most others. You know, we really look at things that is a different mindset, a different way of thinking. We put a lot of research into today's forecast. And what a lot of our basis here has been the pattern in East Asia. And these dates you see here are the dates that we believe this pattern shows up in the United States. Now, I wanted to take you through an actual model loop of this. And I got it pulled up here on the website. Because East Asia, the Western Pacific, is so telling right now. Front comes through right there around December 4th. You know, we're going to get something there around the 10th. But look at that tropical system spinning up. You get another trough to come in that will pick that up and recurve that system. That correlates very nicely, this ninth system, with something around the 15th, 16th, a big storm system in the U.S. We've been talking about that. But if we get this tropical system to recurve, it's going to get very interesting as we rumble deeper into December, because that will only increase the colder risks, as for sure. All right, so I just want to kind of give you a basis of where our thoughts are coming from. This is 2-week snowfall totals. These are ideas. These are not specifics. These are ideas and telling us the pattern is becoming favorable. It's becoming conducive for snow, especially in the week 2 time frame, something we're going to need to continue to keep an eye on from the 10th of December and beyond. All right, days 1 through 5, the ridge is shifting east. The warmth is shifting east with it. It's very warm. Okay, but watching the 6 to 10 as the high latitude blocking blossoms and expands, and we roll into this negative EPO, positive PNA, negative AO, negative NAO pattern, where the highest latitudes are just very warm, and we're displacing cold over East Asia and Europe and down into the United States. And so some of the highest energy demand locations on the planet are going to be getting in on much above normal heating demand as we're getting into the 6 to 10, especially into the 11 to 15. You see the trough developing. Look at this 11 to 15 day pattern. This is the mega cluster data, so all three models blended together. But look at this. Look what's remarkable about this. Just an unbelievable PNA EPO ridge here. Negative AO is alive and well here as well. Losing a little bit of the negative NAO, but guys, contrary to popular belief, you don't have to have a negative NAO to be cold. If the pattern organizes or reorients itself in a way that's favorable for cold, like you see here, the negative NAO doesn't mean squat sometimes. All right, so that teleconnection is overplayed and overanalyzed a lot. A lot of similarities here between, you know, winters of 2000 even, winters of 2008, and maybe even 2013 in this upper level pattern being advertised. And I'm gonna touch on that. But look at the cold in the 11 to 15 from the top 2 clusters, favoring the Midwest and East for the highest demands. And by day 10, top clusters are very cold. Day 15, top clusters are very cold. That's minus 15 to 20 degrees from the normal. All right, so the ensemble support is there. And the differences this morning between the colder GFS and the a little bit warmer EPS solution is simply the magnitude of the MJO and the phase that it's in. The European MJO is in a decent phase 5, whereas the GFS is in a strong phase 6, even favoring a little bit of phase 7. So the tropical convection in the Western Pacific is there. This is basically upward motion. The upward motion is alive and well in the West Pacific Ocean, and that's where that Western Pacific typhoon can come from. It's also why the GFS is stronger with the typhoon than the EPS, the European. Bottom line is, if we get a tropical system, a strong one, to develop and recurve, it would only enhance the colder risks from the 20th to about the 27th of December. Okay, it would just shake up the pattern in the North Pacific enough to increase the colder risks out beyond week 2, getting into week 3. But the differences here is the GFS is stronger with the MJO pulse than the European. Either way, both are suggestive strongly of phase 5 and phase 6. All right, well, phase 5 is here and phase 6 is here. Okay, it's pretty darn similar to what we have. I mean, the evolution. And this right here, this phase 6, boy, does this favor the atmospheric correlations we've discussed with you on the December pattern for some time. I mean, look at the correlations, looking at a negative QBO, a negative angular momentum, a Nina, an east-based Nina, the cold over the top into the east. Look at phase 6 MJO. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. So the cold in the east is supported. All right, there really is no reason to believe that it won't be cold right now. The question is beyond week 2, what does it do? Well, I'll tell you what, the new JMA weeklies came in this morning. This is last week's run. This is this week's run. This is December of 2000. Now, last week, I don't know what it was doing. I don't know if it really had a clue just yet, but this week's run, boy, I tell you what, it's really lining up with the 6 to 10 and 11 to 15-day ensemble clusters that I just showed you. But look at this unique block pattern here set up in the JMA. Look at December of 2000. I mean, it is identical, guys. Look at the trough here. Look at the trough here. Look at the trough in the northern Pacific Ocean. Look at the trough here in the northern Pacific Ocean. I mean, this is talking. The trough out here, the trough out here. This is an identical pattern from December of 2000. December of 2000 was ridiculously cold. Gas-weighted heating degree units were 1,054. That would suggest that our current December outlook is too warm by 130 units. All right? This is the latest CFS. Look at last week's CFS December 500 millibar pattern. Look how the trough was a little bit further west. Now look at this week. Look at where the trough is. Resemblant of 13 a little bit too. But look at the block pattern. It's the exact same thing as 2000. You can't make that up. I mean, that is a replica. So if the European weeklies come in tonight looking like this, our final December forecast will be sent out tonight. We will send it out tonight, so watch your emails. But you will need to monitor a possible colder December forecast than what we have right now. We're sitting at 865 heating degree units. Okay, but I tell you what, I'm curious to see how this evolves. This is how December of 2000 temperatures came out. This is the December of 2000 precip and December 2000 pattern. Very snowy up in here and very cold. All right, this is 14 degrees below the average. Ridiculous. We had 16 inches of snow in Indianapolis in the year 2000. All right, just to give you an idea. But the pattern is there. All right, we look at the CPC analogs, the week 2, and the top analogs from CPC. Throwing in 2000, we threw in. We get this blend here, this look of cold. All right, look at the December analogs, gas-weighted heating degree outcome. We look at all these years, and we look at the average. We come out to 995. Again, our forecast is 865. Okay, so again, we would be 130 points too warm if this type of idea can come to fruition overall. We will send out the final update tonight on December, and we'll let you know. Overall, the orientation of our forecast I don't think changes, but the colder, the higher demand could. That's all I have for today. If you have any questions, let us know. We're still thinking a big storm system around the 15th, and if the typhoon can recurve here, if one can develop, we'll increase those risks for colder even out to week 3.